Hello and welcome back to the channel. Another episode here in this road to glory here at Aston Villa. Let's get into the episode. And as always, if you're enjoying the series so far, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and let's get into this January transfer window and this first game against Stockport County. So fourth round of the FA Cup has been drawn and we get Man United if we win, which is great. I was hoping for a little bit longer of a cup run. I mean, I know Man United aren't the side that they are early on in this game, but they still sit in 8th place. They're 4 points behind us. I think they beat us earlier on in the season. Did I am I right? Yeah, they beat us 2-0 earlier on in the season. So I'm not expecting too much. We could get knocked out of both domestic cup competitions by the Manchester clubs, which is not ideal. But obviously we need to get past Stockport County first. And the team is going to be very similar, I think, to the team that drew last time out. Based it on appearances and the players that hadn't played a lot of games. So we are probably, I think Pedicozzo is going to play up front instead of Hans Kuhn in this next game, just to give a little bit more game time to him. And apart from that, I think that is the way we're going to look at the team. Maybe give Camilo Paez a game on the left-hand side. He looked okay when he came on. And Daniel for Gaspar de Sommer, who didn't really do anything. And hopefully those changes can get us some goals. We're going to keep the bench relatively weak compared to some of our big names, obviously not playing. If we just look by star rating, Wadsworth, Hudson, Enrique, Perilla, Kozzel, Suarez, Small, Brunic, Tunjo, Tulio, all not on the bench for this game. So we're just trying to keep players fresh. Obviously we've got the game against West Ham, I believe it is, coming up after this replay, so we need to keep players fit for that. And then 2 more winnable games as we finish off January, Sheffield United and Brighton there. Hopefully we can end the season with end the month with at least 6 points, maybe even 7. But West Ham, we know it's going to be a tough game. They're our top side at the moment in this game. So Cristiano Lamiero is in. He has come straight into the first team for this game. We'll play it right back in this game. I think we've made 3 or 4 changes. If we just submit the team, we'll have a quick look at how many changes we made. I think it's 3 or 4. So Li Xiao, Gaspar de Sommer, Anthony Russell, and Hans Kuhn all dropping out. Christian Lamiero, Daniel, Camilo Paez, and Petr Kozzel all playing. Petr Kozzel playing up front in this game. I think it's the first time he's played up front this season. I think most of the time he's played out on the wing. Hopefully he can do the job here at Villa Park and we can get dispatch of Stockport quite easily and move on to West Ham in the next game. Dunwoody with his throw, short into Murray, gets it back, looks like crossing, Montiel can win the header, and Lamiero picks it up into Montiel, gives it away to Witham, into Shaw, Gray now, getting away from his man, on his right foot, shot blocked, Latham, back to Shaw, can he get the shot away, goes back to Craig, and is this going to be all they can muster as Daniel nips and wins the ball, Jose Werison, Thomas, can he look forward, goes back to Fofana, Lamiero gives it away, and this is really poor at the back from us. That's 2 sloppy passes. Craig into Shaw, Gray, back to Shaw, down the line for Witham, who's in behind Lamiero. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and he scores. And Mick Witham gets the opening goal of the game, the opening goal of this tie. It's taken over 105 minutes for the first goal, but it goes the way of Stockport County. The fans that will be behind that goal will be absolutely delirious at that. Ball through for Witham. Lamiero is completely out of position, and he beats Scott at his near post. It's Aston Villa 0, Stockport 1 here in the FA Cup 3rd round replay, and that is not a good start. We have just got nothing going here in this opening 25 minutes, so that ball goes long and we can't make the short passes, and we definitely aren't going to make these long passes. That was really poor. Gray wins a flick on, Robson's in behind and it's 2-0, and Jess Robson, simple long ball. We played a long ball that was just completely aimless. They play a long ball here. Morris just looks up, launches it down the centre. Gray gets up, wins the header, flick down for Robson, sets himself with his first touch, scores with his second. It's 2-0 and our FA Cup run is going to be over before it even begins. We're going to look to try and get something from the kickoff, but it's a long ball from Thomas. I think that's the second one he's done. He is a couple of minutes away from being pulled from this game. A few poor passes. That ball is better though into Costa. Can he get the ball into the box? He does. Petr Kozzel back to goal. Goes down. Montel. Werison. Daniel now. Can he get the shot away? He does. What a goal from Daniel. It's 2-1. And we've got a goal back immediately after going 2 down. Great finish from the left fullback. Costa put the ball into Petr Kozzel back to goal. He was tripped. I thought there might be a shout for a penalty. Thomas picked it up short into Werison. He gave it to Daniel. He had space and he beats keeper to his near post. It's a brilliantly curled effort. It's 2-1 and game on now. Shaw wins that header and Robson is in behind once again after a mistake, and Robson and Scott makes the save. out for a corner kick, and that is really, really poor. But we are just not dealing with those long balls over the top. And I know we haven't got our main centre backs. We've got effectively a defensive midfielder in Yusuf Fofana and Jamie Brown, who is a very good centre back. I'm not going to take anything away from him. He's playing 6.9, but we just aren't getting anything with these long balls over the top. As that ball goes back to Fofana, Limiero goes all the way back to Scott. He looks long. Can Cosell win it? He can't. Dunwoody, who was such a stalwart for us in our time at Stockport, wins the header. Latham, back to Chambers now. Perry, he looks long. Robson will go up for it, but Brown wins that header. Peter Cosell to Daniel. Jose Werison now. Paez. Nice little triangles of passing as Paez will get the ball on the touchline to Werison. Switches it into the middle for Montel. Headed down, but it's just mopped up. Cleared away, but Fofana can take it down and deal with it. Lemiero. Costa. Montel, Thomas into Costa now. Looks that ball into his pass, but it bounces free from Peter Cosell, who gets his third of the season. A lucky deflection, and within 10 minutes of being 2 down, we are back level 2-2. Peter Cosell scores. Costa gave it into Montel. This ball into Thomas, back into Costa. Tried to play the ball through for Paez. Defender nipped in, but it fell to Peter Cosell, who just slots it past the goalkeeper. 2-2. As that ball goes through for Peter Cosell, and he smashes it home. It's 3-2. 2 in 2 minutes for Peter Cosell. 3 in 10 minutes for us, as we come from 2 goals down, 3-2 up. What a first half this has been. Scott with the ball down the centre. Montiel chests it down into the path of Paez. First time ball into Peter Cosell. His touch takes it away from the defender, and the second smashes it across the goalkeeper. It's 3-2. And like I said, the idea to swap the centre backs now so that Matthew Gray is going to be picked up by Jamie Brown, hopefully. And that, yeah, the left-sided forward being picked up by the right-sided centre-back. And hopefully that can provide us with a little bit more cover at centre-back. Infield to Shaw, who's got away from his man. Shaw can run through on goal. Fires it, and great save from Scott. And he's kept us in this game here with that save, because for all the world that should be 3-3. I don't know what happened at the back, but we were all at sea, and Stockport really should have equalised. As Robson now goes infield to Dunwoody. Hopefully we can see off this pressure, and we do as we come to the hour mark now. And I think it's time to start killing off this game. Forward in Latham with the header, it's in the woodwork, and somehow it stays out and it's cleared away by Bellino. And that is not ideal. Really poor chance to concede here. Stockport have been excellent today. They've been so good. They deserve more. It's a 3-2 victory. It was a full house as well. So hopefully Stockport get a decent chunk of money from this. It wasn't great. 2-0 down in 25 minutes. 3-2 up in 37. It was an absolutely barn burner in the first half. Second half died away a little bit. Stockport deserve more than what they got, I've got to be honest. But we are through to the 4th round of the FA Cup, and a tie with Man United awaits. Into the second half in this game here, nothing happened in that first half, barring an injury to Thierry Small. As Tulio picks up the ball now into Daniel, Bellino, Perilla, 3 points in Enrique, 1-on-1 in former Sarno, who must have signed for West Ham from Spurs, makes a save. And it's so weird seeing our former goalkeeper at a club that are doing so well, but I'm sure he wasn't there at the start of this season. He must have been signed in January. It's Bellino, that is cut out now as Alfonso can clear it, and it's going to be picked up by Harold Brunig. There are 10 players in this side that won that game against Stockport, as Perilla goes into Cosell now. Daniel, back through for Perilla, and we're going to miss that when he leaves. Federico Perilla, 50 minutes in, makes it 1-0, fires it into the bottom corner, past Marcelo for Masano, and it is Villa 1, West Ham 0, worked from back to front. Tulio with the ball into Perilla, lovely little 1-2 with, no it wasn't actually, Daniel into Perilla, and he fires it home. I thought the ball came through from Cosell, but it wasn't. It went out to the left-hand side. Daniel into the path of Perilla, and he fires it into the bottom corner. Jorge Nadruz is on, making his debut, the number 9 for Villa. He hopefully will share some of the workload as he gets himself settled in these 6 months before his real work starts next season, as he probably will be our main striker going into the next season. As Burak looks that ball into Pemberton. Gustavo Pemberton, thorn in our side since we've been at Villa. Can he pull it back? Goes all the way back to Charles. Gives it into Burak. Burak into Betancourt. Into Pemberton, who scores. It's going to be checked, though. Goal is disallowed. There was an offside there. Are we going to see it? Because that looked really tight. Burak with the ball into Betancourt. Oh, that is so tight. And the time has gone. We're going to go above West Ham into 6th place. It's a 1-0 victory. Federico Perilla, the only real chance of the game. And it is Villa 1, West Ham 0. And we go above West Ham, who drop all the way down to 7th after that defeat. So as I just said, the league table looks like this. We are in 6th place now after that victory, going a point above West Ham, who've dropped all the way down to 7th. There is now a 5-point gap down to that 8th place in Manchester United. But from Liverpool on 50 points down to 7th place, West Ham were on 42. 8 points is the gap. 3 points is the gap from 2nd down to 7th. So we could finish in any one of those positions. We want to get Europe, but we want Champions League. And that is the big thing here. So we just need to press on, keep doing what we're doing. We take on bottom of the table Sheffield United in the next game, and then we take on Brighton, who sit in 9th. Hopefully a chance to really end this episode with 9 points, and that would be better than we were expecting. So let's move on a week and let's get into Sheffield United away. So a little bit of news. Erik ten Hag has been sacked by West Ham after that defeat. They moved down to 7th. They're hardly much off the pace, but Thomas Tuchel has been linked with the job as well. And yeah, how much they're ending the reign of Ten Hag, who's caused us so many problems whilst being in charge of West Ham. But he has gone. And just seeing down there, O'Dare is someone we were looking at. He's gone to Bayern Munich for £40 million. Marcelo Formosano went from Tottenham to West Ham for £74 million, rising to £89 million. If you look at his career, we brought him in from River for £9 million. He played a season and a half. We sold him for 25.5 to Zenit. They then sold him for 47 to Tottenham, who then sold him for 74 to West Ham. Obviously, we could have probably hung on to him, but I mean, if you just look at his record, he got 4 clean sheets in his first season, for 17 in the second with 703. Did better at Zenit, getting 14 clean sheets, but in a weaker league. Then he moved to Spurs, got 10 clean sheets, conceding 47 goals, and then 6 in his time at Spurs this season. And obviously West Ham, that was his debut, so he's lost against us in his debut. You'd love to see it, don't you? You absolutely do. Into Enrique, tries to knock it down to Bellino, but Veron can get it away. It's Kozil now into Tunja. Perilla looks for Kozil again, but it's cut out. Alex down the line towards Enrique. Can he get the crossing? Gives it back to Alex. He gets the crossing. Perilla heads in. It's 1-0. It's a fantastic cross from poor Alex, and Federico Perilla, being the professional that he is, still doing the job for us, gets another goal. That's 2-2 in the league, and it is 1-0 here. 36 minutes on the clock. Alex with a brilliantly timed, placed, weighted ball in, and Federico Perilla free, just nods in from about 7 or 8 yards. It's 1-0. Ball fired up, and Gomez can take that down there. Gives it to Oxley. Back to Potter. Oxley receives it back. Gives it to Keel. Gomez. Secondly. Into Oxley. Hits the shot, and Wadsworth made a little bit of a meal of that. Tips it round the post. Alex nods that into the path of Enrique now. Receives it back. Fires into Perilla. Lovely one-touch passing. Perilla out to Tunjo now. Bellino through to Kozil, who's in behind. Thomas Kozil straight at Tojo in the Sheffield United goal. That is a really poor effort there. Should have fired it across the goalkeeper. Still 1-0. Hour on the clock. But we have a corner kick and we know we're dangerous from them. Thomas Kozil whips it in. Tunjo save. Perilla taps it in. 18th goal of the season. Hour in. 2-0. And that should be the game done and dusted. Sheffield United looking to get one back here straight away as they hang on to ball in the left fullback position. Veron looks forward. Suarez can win there. Tunjo on the halfway line. Brings it into the opposition half. Perilla back to goal. Turns and gives it to Bellino. Hudson Enrique. Free ball for Perilla. Looking for the hat-trick, and he misses the target. And he could have had 2 in a couple of minutes there to get the hat-trick to 100% seal this game. But it remains at 2-0. Tulio now gives it into Perilla. Into Hudson Enrique. Looks for Kozil. Potter can nip in and give it back to the goalkeeper who looks long. But Suarez, with all the time and space of Bramwell Lane to get the ball, gives it infield to Tulio now. Alex once again. And it's nice little triangles of passing. We've knocked down the shortness in passing. Ball through to Kozil. He's through. Can he get the shot away? Has to try and pull it back. For Bellino, who just strokes it home. There is a hint of offside against Federico Perilla. How much was he involved in that? I didn't think he was involved at all. The goal is going to be checked. Goal has been awarded. Federico Perilla obviously wasn't involved as much as they initially thought. Tunjo with the ball into Kozil. Thought he was going to get the shot away. Decides to take it towards the byline. Has to pull it back. And Bellino just slots it into the corner of the goal. I don't think Perilla was really interfering with play there. I don't know if he was offside anyway. Perilla Paez fires that up into Nadruz. Goes infield to Paez. Brunig now. Can he find that ball forward? Goes to Suarez. And just completely forgot. Alex into Tulio. We're just knocking this ball around nicely, keeping possession of the football away from Sheffield United. It's 3-0. There's 15 minutes to go. Even a complete collapse shouldn't let them back in. Ball to Petr Kozil, who scores. It's his 5th of the season. Wupashet Tunjo with that switch ball into Petr Kozil. Took it down, and it's a great finish across the goalkeeper into the top corner. It's 4-0. And Brunig here just taking his time inside our own half into Tunjo. And that switch ball into Petr Kozil, great touch, and that finish is exquisite. 4-0. Now, for a little bit of fun, for the last 15 minutes, we have gone 3 up top. All 3 of them are attacking advanced forward, sorry. And just typical. I know we've obviously lessened everything down to make everything a bit more patient, a bit more slow, but no highlights since going to 3 strikers. Doesn't matter. It's a 4-0 victory. Federico Perillo with 2, Gianfranco Bellino with 1, and Petr with the 4th. And it is a victory against bottom of the league, and that will move us, I think, into 5th. Well done, lads. That was a good win for us. Everyone's inspired and motivated. That is absolutely perfect. Exactly where we need to be right now, as we await the media reaction, which is taking a little bit longer every season that goes on here. And we are now up to 2nd with that victory. We have gone above Spurs and Man City, I think, with that. 46 points from 23 games, 5 behind Liverpool, who today, I can't see their result, must not have played today. Anyone see Liverpool? Anyone see them? Oh, they're down there. They drew 0-0 with Wolves, so we're 5 points behind them. But look at that. Even down to Man United now, we were back to 40 points. That 6-point gap from 2nd down to 8th is just mental. We could finish outside of Europe here with a bad run of form. But we go onwards, and the next game we've got is Brighton, who are 9th. I mean, if we were to lose against Brighton, they go within 5 points of us, and all of a sudden they come into the mix. And then we have Crystal Palace after that, who are 19th and struggling as well. Hopefully we can get back-to-back wins, and everything can be rosy going into our Champions League knockout games. It's also transfer deadline day today. We have £15 million in the bank. We don't have a lot of wage budget, and I'm not sure how we are going to improve this squad with the money that we've got. If you just look at the players that we have scouted, Rizky from Bayern Munich, £67 million. Osmar from PSG, 79 to 124. Juan Ortiz from Valencia, 79. Lukasecki is a £26 million goalkeeper, 19 years of age. Goalkeepers an area that I don't think we necessarily need. As we work our way down, Valentin Major can play all down that right hand side. He's 26, 15 to 22 million pounds there. I don't necessarily think we need that. Jadon Sancho's 34. Walter Palacio is worth 17 million. He is a right winger. I don't necessarily think we need anything like that. So we just organise it by position. So we've got Nikita Raj who plays out there. Hans Kuhn can play out there. Ryan Dunn can play out there. Petr Kozl can play out there. Fabio Costa can play there. I think we're going to leave. I think we're going to keep the money. I've took part in deadline day. I will bring you any news as it happens. But at the moment, I'm not entirely sure that anything is going to happen here on deadline day. So the first business that has come in during deadline day is that Motherwell have made an offer for Paul Alex, who has so far played 13 games this season. He's played 19 club games in all competitions. Bear in mind, in the league, we played 23, so played 13 of 23. I don't see why they think we're going to loan him out. Obviously, we played 16.75 million. You would get a lot of game time. He'd be an important player at Motherwell. But, I mean, if we got rid of him, we don't really have a right back. So I think that's I understand what they're trying to do there, but I just don't see that working for us. So that is the first bit of business that's been offered here on deadline day, and we're going to reject that and just tell them to move on. The other thing that makes me laugh is some of these players that have been offered to us. So we've got Scout Report C on Emiliano Villalonga from Watford, played on the right or left side, 41 million to 63 million. Claudio Paredes, right back, left back, right winger, 71 to 88 million, Scout Report C. And then Robert Zimmer, 90 to 111 minutes, Scout Report A. Yeah, he should be a Scout Report A if he's worth over £100 million. Don't see how them offering him to us, especially, surely they know the amount of money we've got to spend, and it's not £100 million. So all those can just be moved away. At this point in time, the signings need to be right. They need to improve the side straight away, which I don't think any of these signings are going to do. And we just look at these £31 million attacking midfielder striker Daniel Ashwood-Wally from Leipzig. Claudio Paredes is there. Emil Trozengard is a centre-back worth between 122 and 178 million pounds. What are you doing? He's only a C plus according to my scouts anyway. Why the hell would I want him? I mean, a centre-back wouldn't be the end of the world. We have Brunic, Brown and Juan Carlos Suarez. A few players that can obviously fit in there in terms of like Thierry Small can fit in there. Cristiano Limiero can fit in there, as can Yusuf Fofana. So we're not too weak there. But if a good centre-back came available for a decent price, it is something that I would definitely be looking at. But, I mean, again, the decent price thing is the main thing that I'm getting at here. Like, Manuel Martins here looks like a decently potentialed centre back or full back, but 25 to 39 million for him from Man City is just a little bit out of our price range at the minute, and that's the way things are at the moment. I mean, there's a guy from Osasuna who's a centre-back, Miki, who is 2.5-star, well, 1.5-star gold stars, 3 with the grey stars in terms of current ability, £2 million. I mean, some of those numbers look okay, but I just don't see him being good enough, if I'm honest. And now Juventus have made a loan offer for Thomas Kozol, where they're only going to pay 40% of his wages and then buy him for £20 million afterwards. No, sorry. And we are into the final game in this episode. Brighton and Hove Albion away from home at the Amex. And hopefully we can get a result here as Hudson Enrique hits a shot from distance and McMahon makes the save. Petr Kozol has been fouled there. It's a free kick. This will be like the last action of this first half. It's short to Perillo and it's scored, and it's going to be checked. VAR has disallowed the goal here right on the stroke of half time. Kozol with the ball into Federico Perillo. He just went a fraction early. 0-0 here as we go into half time. Gonzalez with the corner kick, outswinger. Thompson with the header and he heads it in. And Daryl Thompson makes it 1-0. First attack of the second half. Under 90 seconds in. Brighton 1, Villa 0. It's a poor goal to concede there from the corner. Saicedo into Louis Barry. Looks for Gonzalez. Alex cuts that out now. Suarez. Out to Daniel on the left-hand side. Thomas. Daniel now looks forward for Nadruz. Nadruz. Can he find a ball header? Finds Petr Kozol. He's in behind. Petr Kozol. Oh, he's missed. And hopefully we can put the pressure on them here from this short goal kick. Doesn't look like it. They've managed to play it out towards the halfway line there in Gonzalez. Gonzalez now looks at the ball down the line. Bruni can just nip in there. Cut that out. Gives it to Alex. And now we can come forward. Kozol. Square to Thomas. Alex looks like ball over top towards Perilla. De La Rosa gets it away. Nadruz will go for it. Doesn't win it. Thomas. Tunjo. Nadruz. Back to Suarez now. Daniel with a bit of space on this left-hand side. Can he run towards the byline? He looks like he's going to try. Pulls it in front of Nadruz. He gets the ball in. Costa with the header. And the two substitutes combine. Jorge Nadruz with the cross in with his right foot. Fabio Costa bullets the header in. And with just over 15 minutes to play, it's 1-1. Perilla turns around the corner for Nadruz. Good chance for him towards the byline. Pulls it back to Perilla, who slots it home. It is 2-1. And that is really well done. Jorge Nadruz off the bench on that left wing position. 2 assists for him. It's 2-1. And hopefully now we can hang on, because this is ideal, because for a minute there we were dropping down to 5th, I think it was. As it stands, we're still in 2nd. Under 5 minutes to play in this game now. And hopefully we can see this out and it can be 3 victories in the league to end this episode. It is going to be just that. We are 2nd in the league table, 49 points, 5 behind Liverpool at the top of the table, and we really came back into it in the second half. We were behind, I think, on the stats when they got their goal, but in that end of that game we just came alive, and it's finished Brighton 1, Villa 2. There's going to be no action in the rest of deadline day. We're going to end the episode there. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time as we come back for the Champions League knockout games.